The good, the bad, the ugly. Good stories, bad stories, ugly stories here today. The good one I mentioned involves used diapers. And the fact is, scientists have come up with a way for used diapers now to literally be used inside building materials, like mixed in with cement, floor pavers. They're saying that for low-impact items like floor pavers, it could be up to 40% used diapers. Because of course, they don't, in the landfill, they stay for 100 years or whatever it is. So these are for mortar, concrete, non-structural uses. A lot can be used if you want to use used diapers. The idea is it's killing two birds with one stone. You find a use for non-degradable waste and deal with a declining supply of building materials. Whereas most diapers now are just incinerated. Used diapers, apparently, they're now just burned up. I guess.
Yeah, but
they're strong.
It's waste.
They're strong, that they can be used.
Are they talking about, they're not talking about all diapers. They're talking about certain diapers that have been used, not those that are soiled, let's say. That are soiled with one and not two.
Maybe I don't know. I didn't get into the... They just said used diaper. I bet they'd be mixed and then used to come up with some sort of filling that goes into.
Well, if you've seen a diaper.
Yeah.
And I have.
Oh, yeah, me too. I've changed a few.
And they do have kind of padding, and sometimes they're layered.
Yes.
And sometimes if a child goes, it doesn't
seep
break.
in.
It doesn't break each layer.
I agree with that.
And you could probably, I guess if you wanted to peel it apart. You could.
Yeah.
Maybe just with your flooring, if somebody, you do it, and then what gives it that great natural brown, green streaks throughout the floor.
Yeah,
you say,
that coloring.
You don't want to know.
That coloring.
I've seen that hue before.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
What is that, pea green?
I mean, it's good, I guess, if you can use it to save the product, save the money and save the environment. But my God.
In buildings.
In buildings, they say. It can be used for...
Put it outside.
In low-impact floor pavers is where they're really talking about it. Can be almost half diaper, 40% diapers could be used there.
Who gets the job of cleaning these up or peeling them apart?
These are researchers and scientists.
I mean, somebody's got to do that. Somebody's got to do it in the factory.
I don't know. That's another thing. How do we do that? Recycling, for instance. I was watching a piece on recycling and how they go through and pick out the stuff that's not recyclable. They're using artificial intelligence to do some of that,
Aren't you the one that says that not everything gets recycled that we think is getting recycled?
Well, I always wonder why I hear that, these plastic bottles that so many people use.
So many.
I always hear they're recyclable. They are plastic bottles, but they're recyclable. But I always hear that only about 5% ever get recycled. I never know why that is,
I don't know what they can be recycled into. Not bottles again, right? They have to be used in a different material.
It's a good question. But they are recyclable. So why is there an enormous pile of trash in the Pacific Ocean? What's the deal?
And glass too. Well, everything.
Yeah,
that we recycle.
It seems to go into the.
Then they say if you taint it, your recycle bin with one thing that's not recyclable, you got to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Well, now, is that the case? I am seeing that artificial intelligence, this, I guess, is one of the good uses of artificial intelligence, is that we'll go in and in these recycling plants pick out the things that are garbage. And
that's great.
And pick out. We have Ashboro Recycling coming on as a sponsor.
Oh.
We should ask that question because they're gonna sponsor our garbage time.
Really?
Yes, that you call it trash hour.
Well,
we call it garbage time, but that we'll ask him about that and if they use the artificial intelligence and all that. I mentioned this earlier, the use of artificial intelligence, and that scares me. You know that.
Well, it can be used for good. It can be used for evil.
Correct. You tell me if this is good or evil. There is a song called "Get Low" by Lil Jon. Now, this is not artificial intelligence. This is a rapper, Biggie, named Lil Jon.
Oh, yes. Very famous rapper.
Okay, this is his song, "Get Low." Now, Biggie had to edit this song heavily. It talks about, a person's nether regions, genitals, all that kind of thing.
This is a very famous song of his, though.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a big hit.
Get Low.
I couldn't pick up on the lyrics.
It's hard to... You'll be able to hear the lyrics better now because through artificial intelligence, someone has put together Frank Sinatra singing that song. Now, we lost Sinatra in 95. But
That's
here,
the chairman of the board.
the chairman of the board singing that song. Is this a good or bad use of artificial intelligence?
To the window, to the wall, until the sweat drops down my balls, until all you bitches crawl. Oh, skeet, skeet, goddamn.
I won't sit here and be a part of this. This is why artificial intelligence must be reined in. We cannot have it. We cannot have it.
I think for fun it's nice, but I don't think it should be for profit.
That cannot be. That abomination.
You're telling me Frank Sinatra never said what's
He
drips
may have said. He
from my
may have
balls?
said it. He may have said it.
If there's any line in there,
That's the truest.
I think he probably did say that because I'm sure after a long show he'd be like, the sweat's dripping down my balls, baby.
Oh, Blue Eyes.
To the window, to the wall, until the sweat drops down my balls.
There is a
Until all
there's a steakhouse I like in Myrtle Beach called New York Prime. I've been there many times. They play a ton of like Sinatra music. It's like really old school. You go in and you feel like you're sitting in 1958.
I love it.
It's fantastic. And I like the steaks too. They play a ton of Sinatra music. I bet they could sneak that in, and diners would be like, "What?
Are you listening to this?
Yeah.
Did all
Did he just see
did all Blue Eyes?
dripping
Did the chairman of the board say?
You order enough from the bar, you miss it.
Yeah, exactly. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly continue. Another good story now. Okay, this is about environment as well. There is an environmentalist who says, his name is Robin Greenfield. Now, he's a leading environmentalist.
Yeah.
And he says he hasn't used toilet paper in more than 12 years.
Get out of here.
Instead, he keeps a plant in his home called the blue spur flower. And he says it's absolutely perfect for using it as toilet paper. And you just bury the leaves in the backyard. Or throw them. That's right. It's that easy. It's just that easy. He said consumption of toilet paper fuels deforestation and massive fossil fuels in transportation. This particular tree, I saw it. He says it's easy to grow outside as a plant, and you just bring it in, and it's perfect for the skin. It has no irritation to you, and it says softer than toilet paper. You'll love it. I saw the plant, and that's what he's using as leaves.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time I go make a toilet,
Every time you make...
I've got to go in the backyard and bury this.
He grows it in the backyard and then brings about 12 leaves in for the day, and then the next day brings 12 more.
What if you have issues that day?
Go a little harder. Go a little heavier.
Okay.
Go a little heavier.
Pick
with it.
more.
Could you? Would
Pick
you?
more leaves.
Is it possible?
I don't know.
Are we missing out on something here?
I don't think so.
That this environmentalist has got us all beat. He explained that the plant can't tolerate super cold weather, so it knocks out the Northeast, the Michigans of the world, but anywhere south, Florida,
got no
Georgia,
excuse.
the Carolinas, Oklahoma, Texas, no excuse. You should be growing. It says it grows very, very well. And he says the scent is wonderful. It's just got a light hint of like a eucalyptus is what it smells like.
Does it come in original?
Yes, that's right. And he says
Is this a light
he
eucalyptus?
says it's wonderful, and he thinks everyone should go to doing that. He literally has not used a square of toilet paper in more than 10 years.
Well, I appreciate that from him.
Was it Gwyneth Paltrow who rolled her toilet paper? She would use it one square at a time.
She does so much weird stuff with her area.
She does.
Yes, she does.
All her areas.
Her area has been a constant source of
It's Area 51.
conversation.
Yeah.
It is. It's Area 51. I think she would wipe and then fold and wipe again and then fold.
Use
and
one square.
Use one square of toilet
Yeah,
paper.
but look at her. I mean, she doesn't eat. She's like
That's
you,
true.
Kelly.
She's like a bird.
You don't even need toilet paper nowadays, do you?
You know, it's true.
Your backside's all healed?
Biggie said it.
I said it, but yeah.
When you went on your retreat and you said, "Oh, I'm eating right, so I don't even have issues on the backside." I've been eating right for a month
And clean as a whistle?
and clean as a whistle. I'm telling you, it makes the biggest difference.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. A
It's a
lot of
huge
that
thing.
area is very food based.
You don't need any balms?
Yeah.
No blisters back there?
No,
I've had
even
nothing.
I mean, I'm still not having the issues
Yeah,
I had, a year and change ago.
it just makes everything.
But I can tell you now, if I eat something different,
hmm
I know.
I know it too. It tells me.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
all of a sudden,
Seriously, it does.
It
You
does.
turn around and look?
Yeah.
Well, it tells
Just
me
feels different.
the feel is just not there.
Uh-huh.
And that's so true. Biggie was so right When I need health advice, I look to this man right here. This is the guy.
I should be leading the charge.
You should. We should grow these trees. We should really put our money where our mouth is and grow one of these.
Don't put your money where that is.
Toilet
Don't
tree.
put your mouth where that is.
The toilet tree.
I want a toilet tree.
Get me a toilet. That's why they should market them as a toilet tree. Bad news now, in the good, the bad, the ugly. The Speaker of the House of Texas, Dade Phelan, they say was either drunk or having a stroke 3 days ago when they were having a vote in the Texas legislature.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, we've had this happen before. Remember the lady who was at the Grammys, golly, a long time back now, and she was doing a live report out in Los Angeles, and literally everybody was making fun of her the next day. She was having a stroke.
Lady Antebellum was the big winner tonight with 5 Grammy Awards. Rapper Eminem, the big shocker, winning only 2 despite 10 nominations. CBS 2's Serene Branson is live at the Staples Center with highlights and backstage coverage we're seeing for the very first time. Serene.
Well, a very, very heavy debatation tonight. We had a very Darrison, let's go to Terrace chasing those.
Unbelievable. She went on like that, and the next day they found out, she had a stroke.
Yeah.
Because they thought she had been drinking or something like that, but she hadn't. She'd been covering the Grammys. This is at the Texas State House 3 days ago, and the Speaker of the House, again, his name is Dade Phelan, and this is what he sounded like.
Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
Mr. Campbell sent an amendment. The amendment is acceptable to the author. Is there objection to the opposite amendment? And the chair has none. The amendment is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Johnson of Harris. Mr. Johnson of Harris to speak in opposition to the bill. The chair recognizes Ms. Niave Criado to speak in opposition to the bill.
What do you think? Is there something going on there? Is he just slurring? He had dental surgery. He has not come out to say. No one has, at least I've not been informed what the problem was. But somebody put it up online, and it's like, what's happening there? You know, that's an overview of the Texas State House.
What does he say?
He has not commented on it yet. It's weird. It's either it could have been drinking, it could have been a dental thing, it could have been, you know, when I watched that Friends reunion, everybody said, boy, Matthew Perry was slurring his words and looked off. He had like an emergency dental surgery.
Yeah.
He's, you know, I read that book. He's lost a bunch of teeth because, I mean, he bit into an apple once and his 2 front teeth came out because he's done so many drugs. I mean, he said that. He had such an awful time.
Those are hard drugs that make your teeth fall out, isn't it?
God, he did. You wouldn't even believe. I mean, he was on Vicodin and all that stuff. I mean, he really was over the top with it. And he bit into an apple. This is after he was supposedly, you know, had stopped doing the drugs. And he bit into the apple and his front teeth came out with it. Isn't that crazy? I know. It's crazy. But I don't know. I don't know what happened to that guy, but he sounds like he's either having a stroke or had been
or having a bourbon and branch.
Could have been that. It could have been that. There was a girl. I don't like this from parents. I never liked this. Another girl went viral. She was under anesthesia for dental emergency or dental surgery, and when she woke up, her parents were filming her, and she thought she had 2 thumbs on the same hand, so they put it out there.
What are you staring at?
I have 2 thumbs on one hand.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I have a pinky on a thumb.
I never like it. I never like it when the parents do that.
Is that in the chair while she's still in the chair?
Yeah, she was still in the chair. They were loud back there. I don't like it when parents do that. I think you're kind of shaming your kid, you know? And everybody goes through that when they come out of anesthesia.
Yeah, of course, they give you oxygen.
Yeah, of course.
You know, to bring you back and make you sit up straight.
You're a little
and eventually drive yourself home.
Right, well, right there. She's off. She's young. You know, that it was...
that doesn't do much for me either.
No. There's a kid named David who went viral for the first, really, who did it.
I recall.
Dental Chair David or something. Remember, they sold his video as an NFT when that was a thing for millions. So I sort of changed my view on it. Now I'm wanting my kids like let's get something here. But let's go
make some money.
Is he had surgery?
Can we? No, that's just him.
That's him.
That's just him. He hasn't had surgery yet. I come see him before the surgery. So, he's talking out of his head. Yeah, we haven't given him anything just yet. No. I've got a dentist appointment on Tuesday, so it's time.
You do?
It's time to start flossing. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Cleaning?
Yeah, I got a cleaning on. I always floss 4 days ahead. In 6 months, I floss 4 days. That's all I ever do. So hopefully I'll be all right.
You got to get in there.
And then I always say, okay, I'm going to, as soon as the appointment is over, it's like, okay, now I'm going to start.
Because they feel amazing, and you want that feeling all the time.
I know. And then I feel like, I've Dodge another bullet with cavities. I need to start flossing, and then I never do.
Every day.
Never do.
And you got to get one of those. What are they called? They've got the little pick on the end of them.
Yeah, the water pick thing?
No. It's like the metal thing that they clean your teeth with, which for you probably takes at least an hour. And I go in there about once, twice a week and just start finding the tartar and stuff that's in your teeth. And that's after flossing all the time.
Really?
Oh, God, yes. I have awful teeth, though.
The ugly story here is a medical story as well. We've talked about it many times. Ozempic has become like a miracle drug for people who want to lose weight. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was first prescribed for type 2 diabetes, but now it's almost impossible to get because so many people, started in Hollywood, need to lose a lot of weight quick. Mm-hmm. They consider it, take the pill or take the injection, and you get it, right?
I can't go in a drugstore without somebody being like, we're out of Ozempic. I'm like, that's not what I'm here for.
Oh, they just say it out without giving you an ask.
Line at the pharmacy. They're like, Ozempic line's over here. Excuse me, I'm here for my blood pressure and low salt meds.
That is not fair. That's not fair to you.
This thing's starting to sound like a miracle drug.
Well, yeah, and several people have said it works. But now, these are what people are putting online. Many folks who have been prescribed Ozempic are losing weight, but there's a side effect. They're pooping themselves in the middle of the night in the bed. They are starting to crap the bed.
It's what you call risk reward.
They call it they say, have you joined the crap the bed club yet? Because apparently you lose so much control of your bowels. We had an email about this saying that you get sulfur burps, terrible diarrhea, and you lose control of your bowels. So that you are pooping overnight now while in bed. According to several people who have gone on this just to lose weight. There's another drug called Wegovy that people are using too. 30% of them say, I've had terrible diarrhea, and 20% say, I've crapped the bed. I mean,
can't even get out of bed.
Can't even
Is that just the onset of using it or the entire... I mean, how long have these people been using it?
That's a good question. It just says...
Sometimes your body has to get used to stuff.
Maybe that's what it is. The email we got on it said, if you eat a big meal and you've taken Ozempic, get ready because you're going to be on the toilet like
that right?
all the time. Yeah.
Well, because it's supposed to, I believe, like
curbs your appetite.
Yeah, it curbs it by slowing down like the way you process food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think you're supposed to fill up on less.
Yeah.
But I bet if you do go in and just go in, because see, I have been told and read that like many drugs, your body does start to get used to it after a while.
Well, that makes sense. One woman said her stomach was in pain, and when she woke up the first time after literally crapping the bed, she said, I can't use this anymore. It doesn't matter how much weight I've lost. I'm just not going to do it.
But there's also been reports that Ozempic has also helped curb addictions.
Is that right?
Yeah, like it somehow I don't know about brain receptors, but I think if you read stuff about that you feel like you don't want to smoke a cigarette because you feel like you've already smoked one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I didn't know that part of it.
You feel like you're full, which I think I don't know what it does to you physically, but that it could help with addiction.
One man said, I was out taking a walk, walking my dog, felt like I needed to use the bathroom. I was about 10 minutes from home. Didn't make it.
Hell, you been there?
Couldn't make it. I have been there. That's true. Barry, you're talking about Ozempic. Go ahead.
It works, man. I went from 292 to 260 in about a month and a half. But when the sensation comes that you got to drop a deuce, it don't mean the next gas station down the road. I have been on side road running through the woods, use a sock.
Exactly.
I mean, when it says when it's now, it's now.
A lot of people
should be in their commercial. Ozempic. When I say now, it means now.
I mean now. Don't even think about walking your dog.
You'll lose weight now.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barry. Appreciate it. Ryan, you're commenting on Ozempic as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was on Ozempic about a year ago. I was about 350 pounds, and I started with Ozempic. And it's kind of funny when I just got in my truck and I heard you guys talking about having to go real bad. Total opposite with me with Ozempic, man. It just stopped me up 100%.
Really?
But I've actually switched to something else. Yeah, 100%. I had to really eat a lot of fiber and all this other kind of stuff, so it's kind of odd. But I took on another one called Manjaro now. But yeah, I've lost about 125 pounds in just about a month over a year.
Well, good for you.
Wow.
Congratulations. Did you take that drug because you wanted to lose weight, or you took it because you had, was it blood sugar?
Or type 2 diabetes?
So diabetes does run in my family, but no, it was, I talked to my doctor, and he sent me to a weight loss doctor, and it was the option she had. She said, this is almost like gastric bypass without surgery. And I was like, I don't know if I believe that, but you just got to eat better, and stuff too. But
right.
I still eat what I want. I still have a beer here and there, but yeah, man, I've lost about 120, 125 pounds so
Well,
far.
good for you. I mean, if it works, that's good for your health, for sure.
Biggie?
It's interesting that he had the exact... Have you thought about it? I mean, in seriousness, have you thought about it?
I mean, yes and no, there's things I can and can't take now, so I'd have to really dig into it.
Right, yeah, I get it. But I don't like the fact, let them come at me when you go into a drugstore.
Yeah.
And as soon as Biggie walks in, Buongiorno! That's another one we heard about.
I know, that's
Buongiorno.
Drive-through.
Yeah, that's a drive. Go drive-through. Right. But then his hand, like when they see you coming to the drive-through, that his hand Ozempic out the window.
Here you go. Here. That's not my prescription.
Here's the needles.
Right.
I don't need those.
Okay,
Right,
sure.
sure. We assume.
You bet.